Throughout all of the 4 mainline Storm games, there are a lot, and I mean a lot of boss battles, but each boss battle captures the most important moments of the show, so I thought why not take all of these boss battles and throw them into a tier list and try to rank them. Before we start, what I consider boss battles are battles where the opponent has more HP as usual, usually shown something like this or this, and maybe they have some QT events in them, but okay, we'll start off first with Storm 1. Storm 1 has the fewest boss battles out of all of the Storm games, featuring only 3, however, all of them are giant battles. All giant battles follow the same basic principle. You have a small area to move around in and you must dodge the opponent's attacks until they get tired, giving you an opportunity to deal damage. At certain points, you may trigger a small QT event, after which you repeat the process, dodging attacks and dealing more damage, until the final QT event appears. Now that we got that out of the way, let's start with the Gamabunta boss battle. The battle itself isn't too difficult. Gamabunta has a few different attacks. He can shoot water, fire water bullets, attack with his tongue, or strike with his sword, giving you a chance to deal damage. Occasionally, he will jump, creating shockwaves that you have to dodge. The QT event in this boss battle features Naruto trying to dodge Gamabunta's attacks to land a hit on his head, after which Naruto unexpectedly falls asleep. I personally would rate this boss battle somewhere in the D tier. It's nothing that crazy. Next up is the Shokaku fight. The idea is pretty much the same, dodge the enemy's attacks, strike when Shokaku is tired, and complete a QT event. I'd say this boss battle's QT event is better than the previous one. In this sequence, we see Naruto using his 9-tails chakra to free himself from Gaara's sand prison, and delivering the iconic headbutt to Gaara to stop him. Since the battle mechanics remain the same, but the QT is slightly better, I would place this battle somewhere in the C rank. Next up is the legendary Sanin boss fight, where Orochimaru summons Manda. In this battle, we control Tsunade, following the usual pattern of dodging and attacking. However, this time we can call on Gamabunta and Katsuyu for extra damage, which is a nice touch. Additionally, when Manda throws giant rocks, we can use them against him. The QT event is pretty cool, featuring Jiraiya assisting in attacking Orochimaru, and ending with Tsunade punching him so hard that he makes a silly face. With a slight change to the battle flow and an awesome QT event, I would place it as well somewhere in the T, but somewhere at the top for now. Now we hop into Storm 2, where the boss battles are way better than in the first game. The first boss battle is Naruto and Sakura vs Kakashi. Starts as a standard 1v1 battle, but midway through we get a QTE sequence featuring Naruto and Kakashi clashing. Near the end of the sequence, Sakura joins in, creating a massive crater that introduces a new stage gimmick. In this section, we have to dodge Kakashi's attacks by standing on patches of land to avoid his lightning blade attack. Additionally, we can call on Sakura to knock Kakashi off a big boulder, dealing extra damage. After dealing enough damage, we get an awesome QTE scene where with Sakura's help, Naruto flies towards Kakashi with a Rasengan, while Kakashi defends using dual lightning blades. The facial animations in this sequence are top tier. This is one of my favorite boss battles. I love how they introduced a small gimmick section where you have to use the environment to avoid taking damage, and the QTE scenes look fantastic. I would actually rate this section somewhere in the S tier. It's really good, at least for me. Next up is Gaara vs Deidara. This boss battle starts off calmly as a standard 1v1 fight. After dealing significant damage to Deidara, he initiates a gimmick section where Gaara flies on his sand cloud, chasing Deidara through the sand village. During this chase, we have to shoot him down using sand shurikens while also dodging his attacks. The idea is great, but for me, this section felt a bit clunky due to overly sensitive aiming controls. As for the QT events, they aren't too crazy. The most notable moments include Gaara nuking Deidara by half summoning Shokaku and his attempt to save the village from Deidara's explosive attack. I would rate this boss battle in the B tier. Next on the list is Sakura and Lady Chiyo vs Sasori. The fight starts off as a standard battle, but after Sasori loses enough health, we get a cutscene where after dodging his attacks, Sakura destroys his puppet. Sasori then reveals his true puppet form, triggering a new gimmick section. In this phase, we have to dodge Sasori's attacks while avoiding sand patches that slow Sakura down. Once Sasori runs out of chakra, Sakura slams him into the ground, and we repeat the process a few times. After that, we get an intense QTE sequence where Lady Chiyo and Sakura go all out against Sasori, ultimately defeating him. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of this fight, but the interesting gimmick section and the QTE event, which is like mwah, top notch, makes me wanna put it somewhere in the A rank for now. Next up is Naruto vs Orochimaru fight. Basically, it starts off as a 1v1 fight, but after some time in the battle, Naruto's rage takes over and he transforms into the 4-tails Naruto. The expressions during this transformation are peak storytelling. Following that, we enter the gimmick section where Naruto is stranded on a small piece of land, while Orochimaru, who for some reason just pukes out snakes, like yuck, surrounds him. This section plays as an on-rail shooter. We have to attack Orochimaru while also shooting down his incoming attacks. Then comes in the highlight. Naruto absolutely nuking Orochimaru all to the existence in an insanely good QTE scene. I love this boss battle, and mainly because of how well QTE sequences captured Naruto's uncontrollable rage and just how powerful the Four-Tails is. For me, this battle personally is an automatic S rank. Then we have the Sasuke vs Naruto fight, which is rather tame. It starts as a 1v1 battle, then transitions into a QTE scene where both characters dodge and weave through each other's attacks before returning to another 1v1 fight. Midway through, we get a flashback to their final Valley battle from years ago. Final QTE scene captures a Chidori vs Zangan clash, which then fully shifts onto the final Valley fight. I would rate it somewhere in the B rank. Naruto vs Kakuzu is just great. The fight starts as a standard 1v1 fight, but after taking some hits, Kakuzu transforms into his awakened form. Once weakened, he wraps his tentacles around two trees, triggering a gimmick section, where we have to survive his attacks: fireballs, tentacle strikes from above and below, and wind blasts. When Kakuzu gets exhausted, Naruto rushes in to pull him out and beat him up, repeating the process a few times. The final Rasen Shuriken QT is done way better than in the anime, making the impact feel much more stronger. Because of the multiple stages in the fight and this awesome QT event, I have to put it in a S rank. It's just Itachi vs Sasuke is just pure It starts as a regular 1v1 fight, but if you throw a Chakra Shuriken at the same time as Itachi does, you unlock a secret interaction where they spam shurikens at each other, just like in the manga. After that, a QT scene plays where Sasuke dodges Amaterasu by cutting the roof off and using Kirin, and Itachi's shocked face is just perfection, like After nuking Itachi, we enter a gimmick section where Sasuke must attack while dodging Susanoo's attacks. Once we deal enough damage, Sasuke transforms into Curse Mark Stage 2 and Orochimaru emerges, but Itachi, like a Chad like he is, seals him away. Then comes the final dramatic moment. Sasuke is cornered with nowhere to go. The fight ends with the iconic forehead poke moment. This is an S tier battle. The depiction of this fight is just awesome. I'm doing too many chef's kisses. Jiraiya vs Pain starts off with a gimmick fight against a giant crab summon. This part is pretty easy. Then we get a summon beast battle where one of the Pains keeps spawning a ton of creatures, forcing Jiraiya to activate Sage mode in the most badass way possible. Next phase is a 3v1 fight, but thanks to the Sage mode, it's pretty easy. The final blow Jiraiya lands on Pain is awesome, followed by him trapping one of the Pains in a genjutsu. The truly heavy moments, like Jiraiya being ambushed, happens after the fight. While the gimmick fights were interesting, they were kinda easy, and the QT moments didn't hit that hard, at least for me. I would rate it in the B rank, please don't flame me. The last fight for Storm 2 is Naruto vs Pain, which is just legendary. It starts as a standard 1v1, but then we get a QT sequence that is easily one of the best in the entire series, where Naruto completely solos all of Pains at once. The QT ends with the famous Hinata scene where she gets shanked by Pain, causing Naruto to awaken his Six-Tails form, starting a gimmick battle where we dodge Pain's attacks and slam him across the battlefield when he's vulnerable. Then comes another goated scene. Naruto is trapped by Pain and almost fully transforms into the Nine-Tails. After Minato reseals the Nine-Tails, Naruto returns to the battle for one final 1v1 fight. Do you even have to add something to this? Is this an S rank? Hell no, this is a goated S plus rank, like one of the best fights. So, Storm 2 is done, so let's hop on to Storm 3. Storm 3 starts off with two boss fights happening at the same time. The third Hokage versus the Nine-Tails and Minato versus the Masked Man. I'll start with the third Hokage versus the Nine-Tails. Basically, the village is under attack and you control the third Hokage, jumping around rooftops while trying to evade the Nine-Tails attacks. Once it gets tired, you can attack directly. Really love the OST in this section actually.
Take cover!
It makes the scenes even more intense. After some time, Choji's dad just suplexes the Nine-Tails, after which we have to smack this angry puppy around again. After dealing some more damage, the whole Inuzuka clan does a fang over fang straight to Kuruma's dome, and after even more damage, the entire Hidden Leaf village attacks the Nine-Tails in this spectacular QTE event. Like, goddamn, the gimmick section is interesting and the QTE scenes are just superb. For me, this would be an A rank. Now on to the Minato vs Masked Man section. We first have a regular 1v1 fight, after which we transition to the previously explained Nine-Tails battle. After that, we jump back to Minato and the Masked Man for another 1v1. In this fight, if you chakra dash at the Masked Man at the same time he does, you witness the iconic scene of Minato just putting him into his place. After that, there are more 1v1 fights, and in the end, we just get a cutscene of them talking. Since nothing too crazy happened, I would rate this battle in the C rank. I like the fact that the battles kind of were split into two halves, so that's why I split these boss battles as well. Next up is Team Taka / Heavy versus the Sand Siblings. I'm too lazy to name them all. This is just a 1v1 fight and that's it. No QT events, no nothing. Automatic D rank. After some while, Sasuke fights again, but only against the Three Stooges, the Three Kages. Easy fight? easy D rank. Now the next boss battle, Naruto vs Sasuke, is an automatic S+ tier. And here's why. Not only do we get a 1v1 fight with some dialogue, but the dialogue in this battle exaggerates Sasuke's hatred and Naruto's refusal to give up. The OST for this section is somber and fleshes out their interactions even more. In the middle of the battle, we can choose one of two paths: Legend, where we reminisce about their first encounter after 3 years, or Hero, where we fight the final valley battle. After picking a path and fighting, we get this iconic QT event of them clashing. I love this part of the fight. And the final clash between them both gives me goosebumps, like ah! Next up is Naruto vs Ninetales, where he fights to control its chakra. The start is a gimmick fight where we dodge its attacks and plummet him. After that, we get the QT scene of Naruto delivering a huge Rasengan and trying to take some chakra from Kuruma. But Kuruma starts corrupting Naruto, leading to the saddest moment in the game. After that, basically Naruto falls in like a coma, and there he meets Kushina, his mother, and he learns about that. After that, Naruto regains consciousness, and with Kushina's help, he finally beats the Ninetales and locks him up. This for me is an automatic S rank as well. Next up is Kakashi vs Zabuza and Haku. The fight starts as a 1v1 that then transitions into a QT event where Zabuza attacks Kakashi, and Kakashi once again lightning blades through Haku while Zabuza tries to slash them both. This QT moment mimics their first encounter. I also have to say the OST in this fight really enhances the moment. After this, we got down the memory lane and relive their first encounter. There are also two special actions you could do here. One is subbing right when Zabuza uses his Mist Jutsu, and another one is them boy doing a Water Dragon Jutsu. In the end, we get a final clash between them, and Kakashi is victorious. For me personally, this boss battle really stuck because how well it was executed when this game came out. This is an automatic S rank for me as well. Next up is Ino Shikacho vs Asuma. The fight is a regular 1v1, but at the end we get a really nicely done QT sequence. I would rate this in the B rank just because of the nice QT event, but other than that it would be just a D. Then we have Choji vs the Gedo statue. To be honest, nothing crazy happens here, it's just a giant battle where Choji and his father lay the smackdown on the statue. In my opinion, this is another C rank. I mean, yeah, sure, there's like a different type of battle, like a giant boss battle, but After Naruto learns about what is happening in the mainland, we are confronted by Ai and Tsunade, where Killer B and Ai have a mini boss battle. This boss battle is a regular 1v1 fight with a nice QT scene, where B proves that his lariat is better than Ai's. This is a B from me. Next up is Madara vs the Kages. This battle is no joke and is semi-hard. We have multiple 1v1 fights with Madara in different areas, followed by a cutscene of Madara using his Susanoo while the Kages are flying on Gaara's sand. After dealing damage and calling for support from the other Kages, we get the final attack where they all combine their powers to break Madara's Susanoo, and they actually succeed. The animations in this QT event are fantastic. This battle is actually pretty memorable, so I would place this in the A rank. Okay, next up is the dreaded and stupid filler boss battle against Obito and the brainwashed Jinchuriki. If you saw this video of me struggling against them, you know why exactly I hate this boss battle. This boss battle is separate into multiple sections, so I'll combine them all to give a final rating. First off, we get a free roam battle against either 6 of them at the same time, where they rotate, or just 3 of them, depending on your choice. If you're only battling 3, the fight is okay. But if you fight all 6, it's just insane and unfair. No QT events or anything. C rank. Next we have a 2v1 where Naruto fights the tailed beasts with their help of Killer B. You essentially have to go through a gauntlet of them. The worst ones are the 4 tails and the 7 tails because of their spammy nature. Actually, screw them both. I hated this section. C rank. Next up is Kurama vs the tailed beast in a 1v1 fight. This fight is actually easy because you can just spam Kurama's jutsu and take almost no damage. C rank. The last part is Naruto vs Tobi, Obito, Masked Man, or whatever he felt being called during this fight. It's a 1v1 battle with an okay QT scene where Naruto breaks the mask at the end. Beater. In total, in my opinion, the only redeeming part is the last fight because all of the other fights are annoying as hell, so I will place this in the C rank. almost near D rank. I hate this boss battle. Last but not least is the DLC boss fight where Sasuke and Itachi faced off against Kabuto. Not gonna lie, this boss battle is no joke. It's one of the hardest boss battles in the Storm series. We start with a 1v1 fight, which ends with a QTE scene where Kabuto heals himself and Sasuke and Itachi perform a combined attack that cuts off Kabuto's horn, meaning he's screwed, because he looked at Itachi's eyes and is now caught in a genjutsu. Then we get a gimmickish 1v1 fight where in the middle of the battle, Kabuto summons members of the Sound 5 out of himself. If he summons Kimimaru, he lunges at you. If it's Jirobo, he attacks with rocks. If it's Kidomaru, he shoots spider spunk at you. Tayuya summons those ghost thingies that attack you, and Sakon, these nuts, he just does regular attacks. After that, we get the QT event where Kabuto gets caught in the Izanami, seeing the same battle repeat over and over again. Near the end, there's a moment between Sasuke and Itachi where Itachi says his farewells and tells Sasuke he always loved him. I remember crying at this scene too. This is a certified S rank as well. Well, Storm 4 is packed with tons of boss battles. Some are good and some are just meh and nothing special. First on the list is the iconic Madara vs Hashirama fight. There are two stages to this battle, the 1v1 fight and the giant battle. The 1v1 battle at the start is alright. You first fight Madara in a regular 1v1 with some gimmick sections where you have to dodge Madara's Susanoo attacks. You fight until a certain moment you're able to use a sword, allowing you to deal more damage. I have to say the stage looks really gorgeous here. After smacking Madara around, he jumps onto the Ninetales. All I can say is that the QT events in this scene are top notch. I love the expression Madara makes when the wood golem forces him to swallow his own attack. And that final moment with him and Hashiram is just mwah, chef's kiss. I would rate this battle somewhere in the A rank as well. Next up is the continuation of this fight with the Ninetales versus the Wood Golem. Basically, all you have to do here is dodge Madara's attacks and deal damage when you get a chance. There's actually a nice speedrun strat where you can do 2 attacks and then sidestep to lock onto the Ninetales in place. What I really like about this battle is the ending QT section. I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy the giant battle itself, but I did love the QT scene, so that's why I would rate it somewhere in the B rank. Next up we have Kid Kakashi and Onobito vs Kako. That's a weird ass name, not gonna lie. Essentially this is a 1v1 fight, but in certain sections Kako jumps onto the wall to do an attack you have to dodge. Also, this is one of the few maps where you can fight on the wall. Wow, what an awesome feature that was never seen again. In the end we get some tag team action, which is real well choreographed. B for me. After that we jump to Sasuke vs the Hokages, which just sounds insane now that I say it. But once again, it's just a regular 1v1 fight with a gimmick section where, mid-battle, Hashirama transforms into the Wood Golem. He is easy to beat though. What I really liked was the QT event where Sasuke, Suigetsu and Jugo do a team attack, while Hashirama, the third Hokage and the best Hokage, Tobirama, do a counter team attack to repel them. This battle for me is on the edge of a B or A, but for now I'll just put it at B. Then we have the Kuruma vs Ten-Tails battle. In this fight you're stuck in a 2D lane and have to shoot at the Ten-Tails eyes. All you have to do is hold the attack button or charge up multiple bomb shots for more damage, while at the same time dodging the Ten-Tails attacks. When the Ten-Tails is stunned, you just smack its eye for extra damage. After that section, we get a chase scene where you have to choose one of the 3 lanes while dodging the Ten-Tails attacks as it chases you. I really like the concept of this section and it's very well implemented. As a whole, I would place this somewhere in the A or B rank again, but for now I'll put it in the B rank. Next up we have Team 7 with all of their summoning animals against the Ten-Tails and its clones. This section starts off controlling Gamabunta, mowing down countless amounts of clones until you reach a certain part where you have to fight a giant clone. Sasuke and Sakura act as support characters. Once you defeat the monster, you enter a on-rails dodging section where you once again have to choose one of the 3 lanes to dodge the Ten-Tails attacks. At the end of this grind session, Team 7 lands an absolutely awesome looking Team Ultimate Jutsu on the Ten-Tails. I would actually rate this boss battle in the S rank. I really like the combination of different gimmick sections and the QTE as a whole. Then we have Jubito vs Naruto and Sasuke in a giant battle. I'll be honest, I hate this fight because it drags on for so long since you don't deal a lot of damage. But there is a cheese strat that you can do. If you switch to Sasuke and spam jump plus chakra shuriken, you can deal a ton of damage really fast. Essentially, you just have to chip away at Obito's health while avoiding his multiple attack fronts. There is as well a second stage where Naruto and Sasuke combine together to do the same thing. Here you can just spam the jutsu, which is a Rasengan, and shoot bullets at him. The QT event for this section is pretty detailed and good looking. This boss battle really annoyed me when I tried to do it as an S rank, so personally for me I would place it in the C tier. I actually hate this boss battle. Up next we have Naruto vs Obito in Dreamland, or whatever this place is. Automatic D rank, because like nothing crazy happens here, it's just a 1v1 fight with a lot of yapping and that's it. Then we get the tag team battle of Obito, Kakashi vs Madara. This one is alright of a 1v1 battle with some dodging sections where we either dodge lightning or Madara's strikes, which can lead into attacking him, and in the QTE, Obito and Kakashi execute the same move they did against Kako. B tier for me. Now we have a certified classic, Awakened Might Guy vs 6 Paths Madara. I love this section. The fight is really interesting since you're in awakened state where you deal a ton of damage. The annoying part though is that Madara keeps hiding in this black ball and you have to destroy it in order to get to him. After the fight, we get one of the best QT events in the whole series. S+ rank for me, I love this fight. Up next is yet another dreaded section in my opinion, Sasuke and Naruto vs Madara. Okay, the first part is a 1v1 fight, sure, but then we switch to Susanoo Shouden. In this section you have to dodge Madara's attacks, try to land hits and deal with Madara's clones at the same time. This fight has 3 phases and in the final phase Madara spams everything at you. You have to dodge all of it just to get close to him. I would personally rate this battle in the B rank. Now we're at the endgame, Team 7 vs Kaguya. This fight takes place across multiple dimensions and every time Kaguya switches dimensions, her moveset changes as well. In certain sections of the battle, you can execute a team ultimate where Naruto uses the reverse harem jutsu, which is a nice attention to detail. I have to say that Kaguya is really annoying here. She will constantly dodge and jump around the freaky map. After the first phase, where Naruto and Sasuke get frozen, you fight as Obito, Kakashi, Sakura in the ice dimension. This is just a standard 1v1 fight. I would rate this whole section if we take all the battles together. Sasuke and Naruto against Kaguya I would rate in the A rank, but the fight where we fight as Obito against Kaguya, it's a B rank, there's nothing special to it. Next up we have Swollen Kaguya vs Kakashi's Perfect Susanoo. This is another on-rail shooter where you have to aim at specific points on Kaguya and destroy her tentacles or the QB phases. In my opinion this is a meh battle, so it's basically a B. The second to last fight is Team 7 vs Kaguya. This is a 1v1 fight with no gimmicks or anything. Only thing is that Kaguya is again annoying as hell and dodges almost everything. The section ends with Team 7 sealing her ass in a cool QTE event, so that's why I would say that this is like an A for me. Now we have the final battle, Sasuke vs Naruto, and this one drags on for so long, like 9 minutes or something. Essentially, we get multiple sections of 1v1 fights thrown together. First we fight in the final valley, then we transition to the 5 Kage Summit encounter, and then to their OG final valley fight from PTS, and all of this time when all this is happening, they're talking with one another. I have to say I love the transitions between each era, especially the Chidori Rasengan Jutsu clash between them. After that section, we're back in the present timeline, except with fewer clothes, before transitioning to the final section, where we get a beautiful fist clash, which cuts to them as kids. All of these sections are dialogue based, and the transitions happen when all the dialogue is heard. In the last phase, Naruto and Sasuke are both out of stamina and energy, and even their health and chakra bar stuff like that. Here in this section, we trade unique blows, right up until the final QT scene, where the facial expressions and raw emotions are just peak storytelling. I almost forgot to mention that OS2 during this part is absolutely perfect, emphasizing their struggles and how much this fight truly means to them. The scene ends in a giant explosion caused by their final Rasengan and Chidori clash. I personally love this battle and the way how CC2 made it, since at the time the anime wasn't still ongoing and the manga ended, so the only way how you could experience this fight if you didn't read manga was through this game. In my opinion, they just nailed it. This is an S+ rank from me. You think we're done? Oh no, we still have Road to Boruto boss battles to go through. First off is Sasuke vs Kinshiki. It starts as a regular 1v1 fight, but at the end Sasuke turns into a blade and absolutely disfigures poor Kinshiki. Just because of the spinning Sasuke, I would rate this in the B rank. Up next we have Momoshiki vs Sasuke and Naruto in their beast forms. Nothing too crazy as a battle, you mostly dodge Momoshiki's attack and deal damage when you can. I have to say that this battle was tough for me, like the attacks are slowed that Momoshiki can strike while you are mid animation. The QT event for this fight is the iconic slash scene where the golem gets cut in half. I would say that this is like an A rank from me. Next up is the 1v1 fight Boruto vs Momoshiki. Here we get some gimmick attacks that you have to dodge slash counter, but man, the final QT scene with Boruto laying the absolute smackdown on Momoshiki with the massive Rasengan looks gorgeous. I would rate this as well somewhere in the A rank. The last boss battle on this list is Naruto vs Boruto. You unlock this once you complete all the side missions in the open world. The cool thing about this fight, Naruto changes forms throughout the battle, going from Hokage mode all the way back to his PTS form. This is a nice secret boss fight, and the QT section is also pretty interesting with them both clashing. I would probably rate this as well in the B rank, A rank, probably A rank, yeah. Well guys, that's it. I went through all of the Storm Games boss battles. Oh my god, that was so long to do actually, like holy. All of these rankings are not like in any particular order, it's just like section by section. But yeah guys, what do you think of this list? Do you agree? If not, why? Did I cook? Did I overcook? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. As well, I wanted to say a big thank you to Mati the Legend for being a channel member while I'm doing this video. Thank you so much, man. But yeah guys, that's it from me. I wish you a nice delicious evening. Let me know what other kind of rankings you want me to do. But yeah, I'm off. See ya. Bye bye.